Hello YouTube. Today we are going to build a verify phone number interface for an iOS app using Autolayout. And this is part of a series of videos which I'm planning to make. And we will be creating a prototype of an OTP verification flow at the end of this series. So let's get started. We can start by creating the frame. We will use the iPhone 14 resolution. Now we can copy the status bar and the home indicator from Apple's official iOS 17 Figma library. Okay, now I will create a text layer for the title of the page, copy it to the frame. We can duplicate the layer for adding the description. Now we can style the title, make it bold and change the font size. We can now group these layers and apply auto layout. Okay, now we are going to create the input box. For that, let's create a rectangle. We need to add two text layers, one for the country code and one for the phone number. Now you can select all the elements of the input box and apply auto layout. Now select the auto layout group we created earlier and the input box group. Create an auto layout group combining both. Set the horizontal resizing to fill containers. Set a fixed width for the country code layer. We can update the spacing and styles to make it look better. We can use the same green color we are used for the previous tutorial. I kinda like that green. Let's just copy that from there. Now we can just create a color palette from the screen. So if you are not familiar with creating a color palette from a single color, I have already created a video in our Instagram page. You can just check it out. Yeah, I think this looks good for now. Now we can move on to creating the number buttons. Start with a number and then duplicate it. Yeah, I think this looks good for now. I'll create the next button. For that, just create a rectangle and a text layer. We can now update all the styles and spacing to clean up the page. And maybe adjust the horizontal and vertical resizing. Yeah, I think it's clean for now. Now it's time to style the number buttons. I think we can do it in a different way. I will just copy it here and create a component. The advantage of using components is that it will allow us to style all the similar buttons all at once rather than us updating the styles of each number individually. We can create a component property to store the value of the number. Now let's update all the numbers. That's done. Now we can create a variant for the button for the backspace button. For that, let's find an icon. I have found this phosphor icon plugin to be really handy to find good icons. They have a library of icons which are typically needed in a project. Let's adjust the size. You can use the scale tool. Press the button K to open the scale tool. Yeah, I think we have everything. Maybe we can adjust the font size a bit. Okay, just so that I have forgotten to add an input label for the phone number input box. Let's quickly create that. For that, just create a text layer and add it to the input box. Maybe we can also add a drop down icon for the country code. I think we have everything, so this is it. So we have created the UI for a verify phone number interface. So this is the first part of a video series which I'm planning to do. Like in the next part, I will show you how to take user input using Figma variables. So see you in the next video. Thank you. We can start by creating the frame. We will use the iPhone 14 resolution. Now we can copy the status bar and the home indicator from Apple's official iOS 17 Figma library. Okay, now I will create a text layer for the title of the page. Copy it to the frame. We can duplicate the layer for adding the description. Now we can style the title, make it bold and change the font size. We can